Oh, good afternoon again, everyone. For those of you who saw my earlier video, it seems to be an information sharing kind of day. Another thing that I've been talking to a lot of people about that a lot of people don't know, and I just wanted to share with them. I'm here at Crescent Mills. Flip this around. You can see this is the generator site where all of the power from our valley is kind of all the power, the PG&E power that is I lost you guys there for a second. All the power is coming from these generators, right? So the infrastructure that brings power to us generally from up the Feather River Canyon has not been replaced yet since the fire. And so we're relying on these generators for all of our power here in the valley. We have been for about a year now, maybe slightly more. So I just want to point out some things, right? That this power, I've talked to the truck drivers who deliver fuel to these generators. They burn somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 gallons of diesel a day. 2,000 and 3,000 gallons of diesel a day to keep our power on here in the valley. Couple of things that are concerning to me with that. One being that, you know, we learned from the fire that not having power is one of the worst things, right? Like without power, you can't pump water out of your well. Without power, you can't keep your freezer and your refrigerator running to keep your food. Power, we don't have communications, right? Power is very vital to our survival. And we all know the state of conditions of the roads that lead in and out. Basically, our power hinges on 2,000 to 3,000 gallons of diesel fuel being delivered to our valley every day. Without those deliveries, we will not have power. And so that's also why, so the frequency of power, and I'm not a scientist, right, but many of you will have noticed that your clocks are not, any clocks that you plug into the wall are not keeping good time, right? That is because of the frequency that's produced by these generators. It causes the way the clocks function to not keep time. I also, so it's really, you know, kind of heartbreaking. I mean, as much as we all care about the environment and want to reduce our dependency on fossil fuels, the system has it set up where we are consuming fossil fuel for our power right now. And that, you know, all the people that went out and got electric cars because they want to reduce the amount of, they want to save money, but they also want to reduce the amount of consumption of fossil fuels. If you're plugging those cars in at home, unless you have your own solar or wind power, the diesel that's being burned, the fossil fuel that's being burnt here, is what is charging your batteries, right? There's also, to my knowledge, there's a private contractor outside of PG&E that is operating these generators, and part of their contract states that they want no other power sources plugging into the grid while they are operating it on with these generators. So I know of at least one hydroelectric plant that's within the valley that can power almost a third of the valley. They're not allowed to operate, right? I can't speak for sure for some of the solar farms or the other hydroelectric power plants. I'll try to follow up on that, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that, again, you know, we're being forced by the system to rely on this fossil fuel, and it just puts us in a very precarious spot. My purpose in sharing this is just so, like, I've shared this information with numerous people in the community and they weren't aware of it, so I just wanted to make everybody aware of where our power is coming from now, and where it'll be coming from for quite a while into the future. Again, thank you for your time. Thanks for checking in. A moment of silence for our Mother Earth. A short prayer to the great Creator. May we please find a way to continue our existence, to have the things that we rely on. May we find a way to have those things without doing damage to our environment, to our home.